Jaunt has been working on its Journey eVTOL aircraft since 2019, and lately the company's been adjusting the design to take account of new applications being proposed by prospective operators. The aircraft is billed as being able to operate like a conventional helicopter, but with far greater efficiency, making use of the company's patented slow rotor compound technology.
The customer wants a dual use capability where they can move passengers, people during the day, and then quickly reconfigure the aircraft to move cargo in the evening hours and throughout the night. And so we made some changes so that we can take a standard pallet into the cabin of the aircraft, have the ability to unload and load pretty quickly, and then providing the structural capabilities in the aircraft to manage that load. In order to really improve the business case in terms of the operation, even though it is a lot cheaper to operate than a conventional rotorcraft, they want to utilize this aircraft as much as possible, keep it in the air flying, very similar to a commercial airline business where your jets are making money when they're flying.
Jaunt has a provisional sales agreement for its Journey aircraft with operators in Korea, Canada and Italy, including Mintair, Vertigo and Wally. Now it hopes to get a major airline to commit to using it for shuttling passengers to and from airports. And with plans for multiple variants of the core design, there could be further applications beyond passenger and cargo transportation.
We're looking at a fully electric aircraft and a hybrid electric aircraft. The hybrid electric aircraft gives you the greater payload range, more endurance, and so we are continuing to do our work with the Air Force. We are under contract with the Air Force right now with some additional research and development work on a hybrid electric configuration that gives you the payload range that the military really needs for this type of aircraft. For law enforcement and emergency medical services, electric aircraft, serving that city area is fine. And so we're certainly targeting, those customers with the capability of the aircraft.
But just how novel is the slow rotor compound technology? And how is it different to other approaches to distributed electric propulsion that are being used to support the crucial transition between vertical flight and horizontal cruise?
Wing-borne aircraft are very efficient. Having a very large lifting device like a main rotor is also extremely efficient in hover and that low-speed operation. And so we've taken the best attributes of an airplane and a helicopter and merged them into this aircraft configuration, this low rotor compound aircraft. It doesn't need any complex rotations like the other configurations that you may see out there, like the Joby configuration and the Archer configuration. They're using kind of a tilt rotor type of mechanism. Eve has a true, lift plus cruise configuration, separate systems. You could think of our aircraft as a lift plus cruise, but we got the added benefit that we can use that lifting mechanism for cruise also, and vice versa. So we can fly like an airplane and we can fly like a helicopter. We took a relatively low-risk approach in terms of developing an aircraft to get through design development and certification. So our aircraft, resembles a compound helicopter, but it's quite different than a helicopter because of our rotor system being electrically driven. You can change the speed of the rotor system, slow it down, and really become a wing-borne aircraft. The pilot can't even detect that happening, so it is automatic through the flight control computer that monitors airspeed, altitude, and slowly transitions the lift from the rotor system to the wings. It's pretty much seamless. The aircraft controls kind of behave like a helicopter in the low-speed hover regime, and then quickly, transition into traditional fixed-wing controls. We have ailerons and elevators and rudders to give you that airplane performance. And then in the low-speed flight, you can, think of a rotorcraft with cyclic control, collective control, so that exists.
Jaunt is now part of the wider Airo Group, which is positioning itself as a mid-tier aerospace and defense company. This now encompasses electric air mobility, commercial drones, and military and civil training for uncrewed aircraft operations, and also potentially training new eVTOL aircraft pilots.
We truly bring in parts of aviation that we would need to purchase as any individual group. For instance, we need to train our aircraft, and we offer the training services to our internal divisions. We will need advanced avionics, particularly from a group that we're bringing in such as Aspen, where avionics are so important to the future of this new transportation mechanisms, whether it's manned or unmanned. So all these components do come together, particularly highlighted right now due to the issues with supply chain that we're all seeing. We're able to control quite a bit of that, having everything internal. And on top of that, it's a great bonus for our cost side as well.
Like other startups, its ambitious plans to grow will require substantial funding, and that's prompted plans for Aero to go public with an initial public offering. And yet lately, sentiment in financial markets for advanced air mobility seems to be shifting away from the gold rush mood of 2021.
Well, I wish I could predict the market. I think everybody does at this point in time, but we're doing our best. We filed confidentially for our S1 filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. We plan on being ready to go public at any point in time. We just have to wait and see what the market conditions look like. So in the interim, we're going to go out and work on bridge financing to kind of get us to that point where the market does open up. And we anticipate that'll open up sooner than later.
Well, Jaunt Air Mobility is one of hundreds of companies that we're following at FutureFlight.aero. If you want to see how their story unfolds, keep coming back for more news on this and many other topics.